rejected. I know how that is. Let me tell you something. I don't know if you were rejected, perhaps from a job opportunity or from a person. Maybe your family rejected you somehow. A love interest may have rejected you. Maybe even a friend rejected you. Or maybe the rejection was right here because you got in your head and perhaps you manifested something that was going to happen. And perhaps it hasn't happened just yet. Or it hasn't happened in the way that you try to make them happen. Just know that sometimes windows are closed, but doors open. It may not necessarily be when you want, but trust me, it always happens when it needs to the most. Let's say you filled out a job application, you meet all the criteria that was listed for this job position. You've got a bachelor's degree. You've got all these years of experience in this field. You just know it's a job for you. Maybe it's closer to your home, quicker commute, more money, benefits, paid time off, vacation. You just know that this is going to be a great fit for you. You don't get it. It's not the end of the world. Of course you're going to think it is. Of course at the time you're going to wonder, what the heck am I going to do now? I need this job so badly. Or maybe you need money desperately and you're calling that radio station every time they give cash prizes for the 10th caller or whatever may be the case. And you never can seem to win. Or let's say you're constantly trying to win the lotto and you never can. You can't always predict or designate the time that things are going to look up for you. So rejection should not be always looked upon as a bad, negative thing. It just means that that particular thing was not meant to be. Let's talk about people. Maybe a friend rejected you. Let's say maybe you wanted to hang out at the arcade this weekend, but they had other plans, and maybe they didn't fill you in on these other plans. Again, it's not the end of the world. You really just gotta understand that you can't always control things. Things are going to always happen the way they're meant to. Just give it time. Someone who you really have a crush on, maybe you told them how you felt, and they decided not to reciprocate those feelings because they're just not feeling it themselves. There's better out there for you. You've just got to remember that. You've got to remember that if a job rejects you, a friend rejects you, or if a love interest rejects you, or if you are rejected in any other way, it's okay. It's not always going to work out the way you think they should all the time. There's always going to be light at the end of the tunnel. There's always going to be something more grand than what you expected for yourself. Because that's always how it happens. You do have favor. We all have favor. We all have our time. That's just human nature. That's always how it is. But sometimes to get to those more upbeat moments, if you will, those high moments in our lives, we have to go through the tough times. We have to go through the crap. It happens to all of us. You can't necessarily weasel your way out of it. We're always always going to be rejected at some point or another, but it's just setting up for grander things, the grander things that you deserve. It's going to happen for you. Just be patient. You're going to get a job that's even better than that one that you were rejected from. If you already have a job and you wanted a higher position and you applied for it and didn't get it, there is a higher, better position than that waiting for you. Again, someone turned you down. Someone decided that they didn't want to hang out with you this weekend, or someone decided that they didn't want to take the friendship further and develop even deeper feelings for you. That's okay. Don't overreact and don't take it out on them. Just know that it's bound to happen. Now somebody ghosts you. Okay, that's a completely different story for another day. People are a-holes, okay? But rejection can always be perception. The way that we perceive things in people's tones, or the way that we perceive things in those emails when they say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. We have decided to move on further with another applicant." It doesn't mean you're not good. It doesn't mean that the person doesn't want to hang out with you. It doesn't mean that just because a person doesn't want a love relationship with you, that they want you out of their life for good. It may not always have anything to do with you, and you've got to understand that. You've got to remember that. And it's also good to tell yourself that it's not me. These people love me. This job didn't hire me because I'm too good for the job and they realize that. Or this person doesn't want to hang out with me this weekend because they're planning on something even more grandiose the following weekend and they're going to invite me to that. This person wanted to turn me down for a relationship, but little do I know, they want to remain close friends with me for a lifetime. They may have turned me down, but maybe it was for something better. They wanted to be in my life, and they knew that if we took it a step further and went from best friends to having a relationship, that down the road that would have made everything awkward and may have killed everything. You've just got to train your mind, and believe me, it's difficult. I struggle with it all the time, but this is just me telling you that you've got to train your mind. Sometimes when you're rejected, you can't always think that it's you. Sometimes it is that other person. But I'm gonna also tell you this. When you are rejected, the reason why it is so important to get in our own heads positively is because in the future, if we constantly thinking the worst is going to happen because this happened in the past or that just happened to me and everyone is going to do this, everyone is just out to get me, and you kind of play victim, then people are also going to catch on to that too. And people don't necessarily want to hang around people who constantly have self-esteem issues and are not confident. I'm telling you right now, you need to have self-esteem. You need to be more confident because you are amazing. I can see that. It's very possible that I have never met you and that I don't know you from Adam. I don't know you from a can of paint. But I can tell you right now that you are worth so much more and you're going to wind up getting more from this rejection. So whatever's going on right now, just press play. Don't hit the pause button and dwell in the moment. Just make sure you keep it trucking, keep going, because there is better out there for you. Believe me, you just gotta realize that. You've gotta remember it, and you've gotta know, hey, I may have been rejected from whatever the case may be, but it's because there are more opportunities just around the corner for me, okay? Because you deserve it. We all deserve that. Alright? And it's going going to come to you in time. You get rejected, so what? Don't overreact, and remember that it's just a part of life. It's beyond your control, and it's not always because of you. So don't make it because of you, okay? Remember that when you move forward, you can't dwell on that, and you can't think that every situation is going to be like that, because it will resonate through you. People can pick up on that. Just be confident in yourself. Stay confident. I know it's hard, but you aren't rejected from this, that, and the other because you're not good enough. You are better than good enough. I love you. Have a good one, okay?